The story of Layla and Majnun is one of the most celebrated tales of unrequited love in the history of world literature. Originating in Arabian folklore and later immortalized by Persian, Turkish, and Indian poets, this story is not just a tragic romance but a profound allegory for the soul's yearning for the divine. Through the lens of mystical interpretation, Layla and Majnun embody the ultimate pursuit of spiritual union, transcending the limitations of earthly existence. The story in brief. Layla and Qays were childhood companions who fell deeply in love. Their bond was so profound that Qays became consumed by his adoration for Layla, earning him the name Majnun, possessed or madman. However, societal norms and Layla's parents disapproved of their union. Layla was eventually married to another man, while Majnun, heartbroken, retreated to the wilderness, dedicating his life to expressing his love for her through poetry and lamentation. Although they remained physically apart, their souls were eternally intertwined. Layla's love for Majnun persisted despite her forced marriage, and Majnun's devotion became an all-consuming force. Their love ultimately transcended the physical realm, as both died apart but spiritually united, representing the merging of the lover and the beloved. Allegorical interpretations of Layla and Majnun. While the story is often read as a tale of tragic love, it has been deeply analyzed and interpreted by Sufi mystics, particularly in the context of divine love. For Rumi and other spiritual thinkers, the story symbolizes the soul's intense yearning for God, a longing that becomes so overwhelming that it leads to complete self-annihilation in the beloved. Layla as the divine beloved in the mystical. Reading, Layla represents the divine essence or God, whose beauty and perfection captivate the soul. Her unattainability symbolizes the ineffable nature of the divine, a reality that can never be fully grasped or possessed by human beings. Like Layla's parents and societal norms that keep her away from Majnun, worldly distractions and ego prevent the soul from reaching God. Majnun as the seeker, Majnun's madness and obsessive devotion to Layla reflect the state of a true seeker, of God. His retreat into the wilderness symbolizes the renunciation of worldly attachments, and his constant poetry and lamentations signify the deep yearning of the soul for its creator. Majnun's love is unconditional and selfless, showing that true love transcends material desires and is rooted in spiritual truth. Themes and symbolism. 1. The madness of love. Majnun's name itself, meaning madman, encapsulates the idea that true love often appears irrational or incomprehensible to the world. This madness is not a flaw but a virtue in mystical traditions, as it represents a state of complete surrender to the beloved. In Sufism, this madness is seen as the ultimate expression of devotion, where the seeker loses all sense of self in the pursuit of God. 2. Separation and longing. The separation between Layla and Majnun mirrors the existential condition of the soul, which feels estranged from its divine source. This separation creates an intense longing, driving the soul to seek reunion with the Creator. For Majnun, the wilderness becomes both a physical and spiritual space where he experiences the pain of separation but also grows closer to the essence of Layla. 3. Love as a path to self-transcendence. Majnun's love for Layla transforms him, stripping away his ego and worldly attachments. This self-transcendence is a key concept in Sufism, where love is viewed as the most powerful force for spiritual growth. Majnun's journey shows that true love is not about possession or gratification, but about becoming one with the beloved. 4. Union beyond the physical realm. The story's conclusion, where Layla and Majnun die without ever uniting physically, underscores the idea that ultimate union with the beloved is spiritual rather than physical. Their love transcends the boundaries of the material world, symbolizing the soul's eternal connection with the divine. Parallels with Rumi's teachings. Rumi, one of the greatest mystical poets, often alluded to the story of Layla and Majnun in his works. He used their love as a metaphor for the soul's relationship with God, emphasizing themes of longing, selflessness, and transcendence. 1. The reed flute's lament. In Rumi's famous opening lines of the Masnavi, he compares the soul's longing for God to the lament of a reed flute separated from its reed bed. This mirrors Majnun's lamentation for Layla, as both express the pain of separation and the yearning for reunion. 2. The annihilation of the self. Rumi frequently discusses the concept of fana, annihilation of the self, in The Beloved. Majnun's transformation into a madman who loses all sense of self in his love for Layla exemplifies this idea. His identity dissolves, leaving only the essence of his love. 3. Love, beyond reason. Rumi's poetry often celebrates the irrationality of love, describing it as a divine force that transcends logic. Majnun's madness is not a weakness, but a sign of his purity and devotion, reflecting the idea that true love cannot be confined by societal norms or rational thought. Lessons for spiritual seekers. The story of Layla and Majnun offers profound insights for those on a spiritual path. Embrace the pain of separation. The pain of separation from the beloved is not a punishment but a gift, as it drives the soul to seek God with greater intensity. Just as Majnun's longing for Layla deepened his love, the soul's yearning for God strengthens its devotion. Renounce worldly attachments. Majnun's retreat to the wilderness symbolizes the importance of detaching from material concerns. Spiritual seekers are encouraged to let go of worldly distractions and focus entirely on their connection with the divine. Love as a path to unity. True love is not about possession, but about unity. Majnun's love for Layla teaches that the ultimate goal of love is to transcend the ego and merge with the beloved, achieving a state of oneness. See the beloved in all things. For Majnun, Layla became the lens through which he viewed the entire world. Similarly, spiritual seekers are encouraged to see the reflection of the divine in all creation, recognizing that everything is a manifestation of God's beauty. Conclusion. The story of Layla and Majnun is far more than a tale of tragic romance. It is a timeless allegory for the soul's journey toward the divine. Through the intensity of Majnun's love and the unattainability of Layla, the story captures the essence of spiritual yearning, self-transcendence, and the ultimate union with God. For centuries, it has inspired poets, mystics, and seekers, offering a profound reminder that true love is not bound by the physical world, but is rooted in the eternal quest for the beloved.